The term growth mindset was coined by Dweck, a Stanford professor and author who spent decades studying why some people succeed while others equally talented do not. This term has become very famous across education, sports, personal development, and other industries, especially amongst motivational speakers. I too believe that having a growth mindset is key to being successful in all walks of life. Understanding the growth mindset goes deeper than we think, and in this series, we will go over exactly how to leverage this powerful information. Most motivational speakers may tell you to quit smoking or go to the gym, but most of them will not be able to tell you exactly how to create that psychology that would help us follow through. Because research shows that 90% of the people who go on a diet end up breaking it in 2 weeks. The long-lasting change can come from rewiring the association of pain and pleasure in our mind. In this video, we will go over how I discovered and learned the growth mindset, why it is important for everyone, what it actually means, what it looks like in real life so we can identify it straight away. We will also go over some common misconceptions about it. In the end, we will make a roadmap to how we can begin to learn and adopt this mindset to increase our performance. This is the start of our journey to becoming successful together. My name is Rizwan Shuja. I'm an entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, and an inspiring speaker who joined YouTube intending to help millions achieve their goals. And this is the first of the series of videos, Rewiring Your Mind for Success. We cannot be happy unless we are growing and progressing. Growth mindset is not just a concept, it is also the fifth basic human need, a concept in psychology that we will discuss later, and an important aspect of one of the 9 stages of ego development, which we will discuss in later videos too. It might sound complicated, but the growth mindset is an evolved form of human ego with lots of personality traits that we will talk about in this video. And the best part is that growth mindset can be learned by anyone. We will learn growth mindset in simple terms before taking you deeper into the psychology behind its development later in this video series. We will learn exactly where and how growth mindset fits within the framework of the first stage of my first book, which is The Cycle of Fulfillment, and also my second book, Mental Emotional Fulfillment, A Guide to Spirituality. I highly encourage people to read my book. I want to make sure it is available to everyone. You can find a link below and use it to download. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. The most important aspect of achieving success is to achieve mental and emotional fulfillment. If you have watched my introductory video, the link is in the description. We will learn the entire concept of mental emotional fulfillment first because success begins in the mind. However, to understand how to become mentally and emotionally fulfilled, we have to learn a little about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The structure of our mind includes the conscious and subconscious, the voices in our head, also known as id, ego, superego, the 9 stages of ego development, and how all these concepts are related to each other. These psychology concepts are important because without them, we won't be able to understand how to rewire our mind for success and improve our life. Right now, we are focusing on the growth mindset because as a mentor and coach, I aim to lift our entire audience to this level of thinking. It's the 6th stage in the stages of ego development, so they can all be successful. At this stage of ego, a person's creative instincts are activated that enables them to make a massive positive impact on their life and people around them. The creativity and innovation starts here, and we are not stopping there. As we move forward, we'll look at how to move past these stages, aiming for the highest level of personal development, which is all about reaching a deeper connection with spirituality. Let's start this journey together by first getting a solid grip on what a growth mindset is all about. Just stick with me until the end of this series and I promise everything will make sense. If you have seen my introductory video, you must be familiar with the start of my entrepreneurial journey. The link is attached in the description of this video. However, this story is about my discovery of the growth mindset, how I accepted it, learned from it, and decided to pass it on to everybody so they can benefit from it just like I did. It all started when my brother Dr. Imran shared with me an inspirational video of Jim Rohn in 2016. That was the turning point that motivated me and led us to a Tony Robbins seminar with an aim to improve our business skills to increase our income. I was focusing on expanding my business across Austin, Texas. After the first Tony Robbins seminar, I began to study and read many more books by Tony Robbins, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, Stephen Covey, Dr. Wayne Dyers, and many others, started to improve myself. All this study, reading, and years of knowledge led me to a crucial realization that gathering wealth and success in business didn't really mean absolute success. I began to understand success as a multi-dimensional concept. I understood that some view happiness and peace alone as success, but I questioned how could one be truly successful if they are unable to provide for their family or meet basic financial commitments. Success had to be more than just financial gains or personal satisfaction. The idea of success expanded in my mind to include health and fitness and a deep spiritual connection with God. Later, I also observed individuals who prioritized their spiritual journey over material gains, just like monks, and that revealed another dimension of success. But even then, I wondered whether a person could be completely successful without making a contribution to society. This understanding and realization led me to conceptualize success as the achievement of 5 goals. The first, mental emotional fulfillment. Second, physical health and fitness. Third, good relationships and spirituality. Fourth, a great career. And lastly, lots of wealth. After spending many years and thousands of dollars on understanding success, I felt obligated to share this new understanding of success with everyone quickly and efficiently. At this stage, my educational journey was not organized. The topics that I learned varied from goal settings to networking, meditation, and nutrition, and it made it very challenging to connect all these elements within the broader framework of success. It felt like sending a kid to the 5th grade first, and then the 2nd grade, and then the 6th grade straight after the 2nd grade. So I knew that it would be tough to explain all this information to a new person. This understanding of the unorganized method of learning motivated me to arrange what I learned in an organized manner. So I aspired to structure my books just like a curriculum, making sure that there was a logical progression from one learning stage to the next, just like educational grades built upon one another. My vision was to create content that not only addresses a wide audience from students to professors and from an Uber driver to a senator, but also helps people on their journey from the start to the mastery of success. In the end, I figured out that balancing these parts with the right mindset is really what success is about. It all begins with how we think. Lots of books and videos like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill show us that our brain decides how we see the world, whether it's about paying attention to what we focus on or how our brain fills in what we can see. Our brain is super important in how we understand everything around us. This adventure taught me more than just the growth mindset. I wanted to share something even deeper that I called the cycle of fulfillment. Starting with the first goal of the cycle of fulfillment, I named mental emotional fulfillment. Sure, the growth mindset is super important, but how do we do that? Taming our negative emotions like hate, jealousy, anger, resentment, worry, fear, etc. is necessary to cultivate the growth mindset. That's the real success. Anyway, as we discussed earlier, the growth mindset is the bare minimum that we want all our audience to achieve. I believed that we could grow and become successful if we kept trying because it worked for me in my business, and my learning over the years had fortified my self-belief and courage to continuously improve, even if I failed. Coming back to how Carol Dweck defined this growth mindset in her book is also quite clear, simple, and easy to understand. It's even more fascinating that Carol got these ideas after she had observed how students reacted to a difficult test. Some were miserably disappointed after failing, yet some were still excited and saw it as a learning opportunity. This observation was the foundation for Carol's years of research into the mindset difference, which she later distinguished and described as a fixed and a growth mindset. Now let's get into why growth mindset is important. A growth mindset has transformative effects across various facets of life, from education and sports to personal development and professional environment. This means that people with a growth mindset not only live a healthy life, they cherish good relationships, good health, a great career, and even were the ones who managed to make most money in the long run. Thomas Edison's journey to invent the electric light bulb is a classic example of the growth mindset in action. He encountered thousands of failures along the way, but instead of giving up, he viewed each failure as a valuable lesson. Edison famously said, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset, seeing setbacks not as defeats but as a part of learning process, drove him to keep experimenting and adjusting his approach. His persistent effort and positive attitude towards failure eventually led to the creation of a successful light bulb, revolutionizing how we light our world. Edison's story illustrates the power of perseverance and the importance of embracing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, and most importantly, a terrific growth mindset. Now, what is growth mindset? Growth mindset is defined as the belief that one's abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and resilience. We can also say the active pursuit of shaping and controlling one's thoughts is also a part of growth mindset. Whereas a fixed mindset views intelligence and talents as static traits that cannot be changed. Having a growth mindset really changes how we live our lives every day. It's like looking at the world through a special pair of glasses that turn challenges into chances to get better at something. Let's talk about what growth mindset looks like in real life, using 10 simple examples to paint a clear picture. Number 1, taking on challenges. People with a growth mindset take on challenges and go out of their comfort zone. Imagine we are at work and our boss gives us a tough task. It's something we have never done before and it looks scary. If we have a growth mindset, we don't run away or worry about failing. Instead, you say, "Alright, this is an opportunity to learn from something new." Number 2, bouncing back from failure. Now think about a time when something didn't go our way. Maybe we worked really hard on a project, but it just didn't turn out as planned. If we have a growth mindset, we don't give up and maintain persistence. We look at what went wrong, learn from those mistakes, and plan your next steps. It's like when we were learning to ride a bike and we keep falling off. Instead of giving up, we figure out what went wrong. Maybe we need to balance better or pedal differently, and we try again with this new knowledge. Third, effort leads to mastery. People with a growth mindset know that effort is really important, and that is practice which would help them master their craft. They know that effort to get really good at something is the key. For example, learning a new language feels super slow sometimes, but if we stick with it, practicing every day, gradually we get better. It's like planting a garden. We don't just throw seeds on the ground and expect them to grow overnight. You water them, take care of them, and over time we see the fruits of our labor. Number 4, learning from feedback and criticism. Getting feedback can be tough. It might feel like someone is telling you you're not good enough, but with a growth mindset, you see positive feedback as helpful advice on how to improve. It's like when you are learning to play a new video game and a new friend who's already mastered it watches you play and gives you tips. Instead of getting mad, you listen and use those tips to get better. Number 5, being inspired by others. When someone else does really well, it's easy to feel jealous. But with the growth mindset, you see their success as a chance to learn. Imagine your friend gets really good at skateboarding and you think, "I want to be that good too." Instead of being jealous, you ask them for tips and maybe even practice together. You see their success as a way to motivate yourself. Number 6, open mind to solve problems. Sometimes the first way you try to do something doesn't work out. With a growth mindset, you don't just give up, you try a different way. It's like trying to solve a difficult puzzle. If one approach doesn't work, you try another until you find the solution. Number 7, valuing the process over outcome. Focusing on the process rather than just at the end result is important. For example, if you are trying to get in shape, instead of obsessing over the number on the scale, you pay attention to how you are becoming a better person by improving your habits, like eating better or exercising harder. It's about enjoying, growing, and improving as a person, not just reaching a number. Number 8, growth over perfection. Finishing a big project and realizing It's not perfect, can be disappointing. But if you focus on what you learn and how much you grow, you celebrate those wins. It's like when you make a huge Lego castle, it might not look exactly how you want it, but you had a lot of fun building it and learned a few tricks along the way. Number 9, changing how you talk to yourself. We often tell ourselves we can't do something, but adding yet to the end changes everything. It turns a negative thought into a hopeful one. If you're struggling to learn how to draw, instead of saying I can't draw, you tell yourself I can't draw yet, but if I practice, I'll get better. It's a small change in words with a big impact on how you feel. Teaching what you learn. After you have learned something new, sharing that knowledge with others not only helps them, but also reinforces what you have learned. It's like when you figure out a more efficient way to do something on your computer, you are helping them, sure, but you're also making sure that you are getting better. Now we will go over some common misconceptions about growth mindset. Understanding the growth mindset also involves clearing up some common misconceptions. So we will go over the top 5 common misconceptions that people have about growth mindset. Number 1, simply working harder guarantees success. Some people think that if you just work harder, you'll automatically succeed. But it is not just about putting in the hours. Imagine you are trying to get better at basketball and you want to become a world-class player. Just shooting hoops for hours isn't enough. You need to learn the right techniques, listen to the feedback from your coach, and learn from the times you miss. It's about practicing smart, not just more. Number 2, you're born with the fixed or growth mindset. There's a belief that you are either born with a growth mindset or you are not. But that's not true. Think of it learning to cook. Maybe you'll start off not knowing how to boil water, but with time, practice, and a bit of guidance, you can get better. Some people think that if you just work harder, you'll automatically succeed. If that was the case, then the construction workers or the people working in the kitchen would be the richest people. But people who take risks, chances, and make risky decisions are the ones who succeed in businesses and finances. Number 3, adopting a growth mindset will lead to success in every endeavor. Some people think having a growth mindset means you'll succeed at everything you'll try. Unfortunately, life's not that simple. Imagine you are building a tree house. Even with a great plan and all the right tools, sometimes the wood splits or it rains. A growth mindset helps you to keep going, figure out what went wrong, and try again. It's about resilience, not a guaranteed win. The 4th misconception is that individuals with a growth mindset always enjoy challenges and failures. It's a myth that people with a growth mindset always enjoy facing challenges and dealing with failures. It's more like going on a hike and getting caught in a storm. Sure, it's tough and not exactly fun, but you learn a lot about being prepared and resilient. It's about finding value in the struggle and learning, not about enjoying every setback. 5th misconception is that the growth mindset is solely an individual's responsibility. That is not true. The growth and progress is a result of a joint effort, combined effort, a lot of individuals. And analysis. Now that you know what growth mindset looks like in reality and you know the top 5 common misconceptions about it, I want to help you by giving you a roadmap for achieving this mindset. The first step to learning a growth mindset involves, number 1, controlling our negative emotions. If we are thinking about failure, that is exactly what we will get. So we need to control and stay calm with negative thoughts, eliminate them, and replace them with positive thoughts. Remember, your emotions are just like a muscle. If you exercise it with the right manner, it will get better. Number 2, no complaints or blames. We need to understand that wherever we are in life, whether it's our career or finances, it is the result of our own choices and decisions. So we have to learn to take responsibility for the consequences. Stop blaming others for what happened to us. Focus on improving ourselves. Number 3, build a strong character. We need to build good morals, values, and ethics. Our honesty and loyalty to our team, employer, and customers is key to growth. If we are a neck puller or fake, we will be exposed eventually. Number 4, proximity. To truly advance, it is essential to connect with those who have already embraced a growth mindset. Remember, we often mirror those we spend time with. This approach isn't just about networking, it's about building a meaningful relationship that can turn into alliances and partnerships. Finally, in the upcoming videos, we will dive deep into how to build the psychology to get the growth mindset. And for that, we will have to learn a little about the essentials of how our mind and body works. What's the relationship among all of them? So we are ready to learn and grow.